I'm 26 years old and I still don't have a single clue what I'm actually doing. If you're in your 20s, this probably isn't a surprise to you. This is one of the most random decades of our lives, for the fact that you can have people who are in their early 20s who are going to school at university, or they're getting their job, or they might be a couple years into their career already. You got other people settling down, having kids, and starting families, and they might be only a year or two older than you. And the thing that I'm having to reckon with, and I mean like really, really reckon with, is that the amount of uncertainty that I feel is what often drives me to make either really dumb decisions or make it feel like I am just falling behind in ways that aren't even actually relevant to my current age. And I have to emphasize my current age because a 28-year-old, I'm gonna do a bit of like extrapolating here and keep it a buck 50 with you. Someone who is 28 is most likely going to be in a very different position in life than someone who is 21. That's not a 100% guarantee, so I'm just going to say, on average, if I had to take a guess. Now, the problem is the fact that when trying to find out what you want to do, when trying to pick a lane to kind of stick yourself into, we are met with, I think, this decision paralysis from endless choices and endless comparison. Like, I might go onto Instagram or TikTok and I might see someone who's exactly my age, if not younger, doing exponentially better. And then, of course, whether I want to or not, I'm immediately hit with this small little inkling in the back of my brain that says, you know what, like, why aren't you doing that? Like, what are they doing? What about them is making it so that way they are leading the kind of life that you wish you had, or some things that you wish you could achieve by now. And so that's why I think like it's this endless possibility that is both probably the most exciting thing ever, but at the same time, the most frustrating thing to deal with. Because the way that I think about it is there's a saying, you can do anything you want to do, but you cannot do everything. And I struggle with this a lot because there's many points where I've convinced myself, oh no, I can do everything if I just manage my time a little bit better, if I just wake up a little bit earlier, sacrifice a little bit more sleep, sacrifice a little bit more quality time with my wife or my friends or XYZ, and I can do everything. But that inherently is a contradiction, because I'm saying if I give up this, then I can do something else. It's this trade-off that you have to make, because there's not enough time, and physically not enough time or hours in a day for you to do everything you want to do. So you have to actively choose. You can do anything, but you cannot do everything. And that in itself isn't groundbreaking, because again, I've heard this for years now, because that is, I think, a defining feature of our 20s, because there's so many things, so many routes you could go, whether you are pursuing a high-end degree, whether you are going into a high-paying career or field in general, or maybe you are someone that isn't as motivated by money. Instead, you want to travel and you want to see more of the world and experience more cultures and kind of become this well-rounded individual. And the thing is, again, you can do anything, but you can't do everything. There has to be choices and trade-offs that are made. And I think when we see these images or these videos of, again, someone who might be our age, might be even younger than us, who is doing the very same thing that we pictured for ourselves or that we told ourselves we could do, then we're just kind of hit with this feeling of comparison, like we're less than, or that we might applaud them for being able to do so, but then still have that twinge of disappointment for ourselves that, hey, they can do it, but we haven't. And I say this to let you guys know that it's honestly, it sucks. And I get that it sucks. Trust me, I get that it sucks. But it's also okay. Because when I say your 20s are weird, your 20s are supposed to be this time of figuring things out. It's supposed to be this time for you to actively explore and experiment and get things wrong and try to do better every single time. If you spent your 20s trying to actively do everything and be the best at everything, then inevitably you will be maybe average at everything. Maybe. But if we're dividing up so much of our time and attention to chasing someone else's version of success, or even our own idealized version of success, we're going to miss, I think, a lot of the realistic opportunities that might be popping up in front of us. Like right now, I'm going back to school. I have a bachelor's degree. I'm currently going for a master's degree because the life that I envision for myself is going to require a higher level of education. It's going to require this higher earning potential. And for myself, I have to recognize that I have a choice to make. I can either look at someone else's life and wonder why I'm not there, or I can work backwards from what the life I want in the future is going to look like and how I'm going to get there, what I have to do today to make it so that way I can be there in 3 years, in 5 years, in 10 years. Again, my emphasis to you guys is that I know it's overwhelming. I get overwhelmed so much and so often. But it's also okay. Because if we are actively trying to, again, find what clicks for us, find what works for us, and work backwards from there, then these endless opportunities, endless decisions, endless choices we can make become a little less daunting. They become a little less of this indomitable task that we feel stuck in. My encouragement is let it feel overwhelming at points. That I don't think you can really avoid. But don't let it be the thing that stops you from actively trying to commit to a few key things that are going to be important to you today and tomorrow. Because, yeah, if I could be above average or, spectacular in everything that I wanted, that'd be great. That'd be really cool. I'm not going to lie. But to be realistic about it, I have to pick and choose a few things that I know I'm good at and want to be even better at, or things that I really want for my future life. And that's going to take, again, some trade-offs, some sacrifices, and that's okay. If you're in your 20s, you're feeling overwhelmed, you're debating what to do, you're kind of, again, stuck in this decision and opportunity paralysis and kind of going through the motions of like comparison, whether you mean to or not. Just know that that is, one, common. We're all probably going through this in some form or another. Two, that's not the end all be all. It doesn't have to just stop there. Life doesn't have to just be this constant reminder of there's always more we can do. And three, there's always going to be a trade-off. But if you choose to commit to something that is important to you, then inevitably what's going to come in the future is going to be paying dividends to you because it's compounding on the time that you have dedicated towards the very things that you have wanted to be better at. But with that, keeping everything simple, have an amazing day, you amazing people. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Ring that notification bell to know every time that I upload a new video or a new podcast episode. I will see you all next time. Have an amazing day. You amazing people. Go out there and do great things.